Now, retrieving rows from a table. How to retrieve? This is an important part of SQL. How to retrieve rows from a table. Okay. See, I have told you in the beginning that we used to store data in computers so that in future we can access it or retrieve it. Okay. So suppose I have stored data of student of a school or a college, and I want to retrieve data from the table that has been stored in the computer. And we have used RDBMS, MySQL to create this table and to store data. Now, and to retrieve rows from a table, we use your select command. It is a DML command. It is what? A DML command. So you know that SQL is divided into DDL and DML and TCL, and create table was a DDL command, and insert into table was a DML command, and select query also it's a DML command, that is data manipulation language command. Okay. Now, what is the syntax or what is the rule for writing this select command? See, we have to write select is a keyword, select is a keyword, and we used to write column 1, column 2, so on up to column n. Then we used to have a keyword from, then we used to have table name, okay, and we used to have another one keyword where, and we used to specify condition. Okay. So see, this select table, a select command of, that is a DML command in SQL, it is used to retrieve rows from a table. Whatever rows we have added to the table, if you want to retrieve it, then we will use this select command. And this is the rule for your select command. See, we use the keyword select. We used to have the columns, which columns values you want to display it in the output. So we can have column 1, column 2, so on up to column n. Suppose I want only student ID and marks, I can also retrieve it by writing student ID and marks here. Okay. So it depends what the user want to query the table. And we have to specify the table name, and this part where and condition, this is used to retrieve rows from a table based on conditions. Suppose I want to display only those science student details. So I can give a specify a condition where, and I can write a condition that will display only science student details. Suppose I want to specify, I want to retrieve or see the rows of the table whose marks are above 90%. So I can retrieve it by writing where, and I can use condition. Okay. So this is the rule for select command. So we use the keyword select, then we used to specify the column name, then from is a keyword, then we used to specify the table name, and to retrieve based on condition, we will use where, and we have to write conditions. So this is the rule. Okay. So see now, how are these conditions written? How are these conditions written? See, in SQL. Okay. See, conditions are written using your relational operators. You might have studied in Java, there we use operators to write conditions, so relational operators. And what are the relational operators in SQL? We will use to write conditions, that is less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to, and not equal to. This is referred as not equal to. These are the relational operators we will use while querying a table using select command for conditions, and they are used for comparisons. Suppose I want to display the details of the students whose marks are above 90%. So I can use greater than symbol. So we will come to the point while doing practicals. Okay. Then we used to have logical operators. See, in Java also we used to have these logical operators. Here also we are having logical operators. And here we are having AND. How we use in Java the operator AND, OR, and NOT. Same, it is used to connect conditions. Suppose I want to write multiple conditions while retrieving data from a table. Suppose I want to display the information of student whose marks are above 90 and stream is science. See, there are two conditions. See, I can use these relational operators to write the conditions, and to connect it, we will use those operators, logical operators, and or based on the condition, we have to use those operators. And out of these two, AND and OR, they are binary operators. It connects two conditions, and NOT is a unary operator. It connects only one condition. Okay. And apart from that, we are having some special operators. What are those special operators? See, we are having between. Between is not a keyword, it's an operator where we will write after for a conditions, that is after where we use this between. And we are having in, it's another operator. We are having operator like. Okay, so these are some operators, special operators available in SQL: between, in, and like. Okay, so why we studied this thing with conditions? See, we will use all those operators, relational operators, logical operators, and some special operators, and we will write conditions. Okay, now, so now we are going to retrieve rows. Suppose I have added, see, I am adding some rows to the table using insert command. Suppose 1963, suppose it is Santosh, and it is suppose 99.0, suppose it is science. I am adding some rows so that it will help you to display the output. Suppose 2001, suppose Sony, and suppose 92.5, and it is suppose arts. Okay. So see, I am having a table with those 4 rows, and I want to retrieve the rows from the table. So how are we going to retrieve? See, I will use select query, and see, it will write select is a keyword. Then what are the columns? I want to display student ID and marks only in my output. So what I will write? I will write here the column name as student ID, then your marks. So I'm going to display only the 2 column values. So I will use student ID and marks, and I will use from. And what is the table name? Table name is student. And you know, at the end we have to end with a semicolon. So after writing this statement in the SQL MySQL prompt and having a semicolon at the end and pressing enter, what will be the output? See, it will retrieve the column name as what? Student ID and marks. So it will, the output of this command will be, what columns we have asked while querying? Student ID. So it will give as heading as student ID, then marks column heading, and what it will give? It will give the output as 1592269319632001. And what are the marks column associated with it? 95.5, 98.5, 99.0 and 92.5. So the output of this will be, see, we have queried for two columns, student ID and marks. So it will display all the column values of student ID as well as all the columns values of marks, and they are associated. See, 1592, 95.5, 2693, 98.5. Okay, so this is the output for the given query. And we have queried how many columns? 2 columns. Okay, and there is no conditions in this select statement. Okay, suppose it will be asking to display all the information of the student. I want to display, I have stored it in the database student, I want to display all the rows of the table. So what I will do? See, I have to write here again select, then I have to write here what? Student ID, then what? Name, then what? Marks, then what? Stream. So there are 4 columns, all the information I want to display. And if I will press enter, then what it will give? The entire table, that is, it will give heading as student ID, then name, then marks, then stream. Why? Because we have given all the column names, and it will be displaying all the records, 1592, RAM, 95.5, science. And again 2693, Arvind, then 98.5, then commerce. Then 1963, Santosh, okay, 99.0 and science. And again 2001, then Sony, then 92.5, then your arts. So it will display all the information of the table because we have given the 4 column names. Okay, now see, suppose I am having a table with some 200 columns. Then we have to write all the column headings here, 200 column headings. It will take time. So there is a replacement to retrieve rows or all the information of the table. We can replace it with what? A asterisk sign. I am going to add asterisk sign. And this refers as all the columns. So we need not have to write student ID, name, marks, stream. Suppose I will write or replace this all the column names with star, then it also gives the output same. So here we use this star for all columns. Okay, and it becomes easy when we are having more number of columns in a table, then we can use this star. Okay, so this is how to, and the output will be same. This is how to retrieve rows from a table. Okay, now we are going to retrieve rows from a table based on a condition. Okay, and for that we studied we will use where. Okay, suppose I will give as where. Okay, and see, this is the syntax. Suppose, okay, suppose I want to retrieve name and marks of student, name and marks of student whose stream is science. I want to display the name and marks of student who are studying in science or whose stream is science. So there is a condition here. And what is the condition? That stream should be science. I want to retrieve those data. And see, there are 2 students whose stream is science. That is Ram and Santosh. So how to write this query? And I want to display only name and marks. So what I will do? I will write select. Then I have to write the column name. What are the column names? That are name, comma, marks, because I have asked only for 2 columns. Okay, and from which table? It is the table name is student. And what is the condition? Condition is based on the column name, that is stream, where stream equal to, I will use a relational operator, and is science. So I will write what? Science. And I have to specify it with what? Single quotes and statement must ends with a semicolon. See, this is the end of the statement and we have to use a semicolon at the end. Okay. So when writing this query, what will be the output? See, the output will be, it will give heading as name and marks only. We have queried only for name and marks. Okay. Now, and whose stream is science? Tell me, this row stream is science. So it will give name as RAM and marks as 95.5. It is RAM and 95.5. Then this is also science. So it will give Santosh and 99.0. It will give Santosh and 99.0. Okay. So since these two rows are satisfying the condition, so the output will be this. And why for it gave the column heading as name and marks only? Why not the student ID and stream? Because we have used two column names here. That is name and marks. Okay. So this is how we used to query. And we have used the relational operator. And this is how the condition. See, this is the condition we have written. And why for we have written it in single quotes? Because it's a character data type. And always the character value in SQL is enclosed within a pair of quotes. Okay. So this is how we used to query based on condition. Okay. Now, my another question. Suppose I want to display everything, all the information, all the data, whose stream is science, or the student who is studying in science, I want to display all the information. So what I have to do? It has asked for all the columns. So what I have to do? I can write what? Student ID, name, marks and stream. All the four columns from student where stream equal to science. So what will this be the output? No. So it will have the heading as what? Student ID, because first column is this, then name, then marks, then stream. And what it will give? Here the conditions will satisfy. Whose stream is science? So this stream is science. So it will give all the data. 1592, RAM, 95.5 and what? Science. Then again one row is having, that is satisfying the stream as science. So it will give 1963, Santosh, 99.0 and what? Science. Okay. So this is how we used to have conditions. Okay. So this is how we used to query a table. Now, I want to display, I want to retrieve rows or display in the output the name, the student ID and name of student whose marks is above 90. Whose marks is above 90. So what I have to do? I have asked for student ID and name. So here what I will do? I will have only student ID and name, because we have asked for only two columns data from student whose marks is above 90%. So what I will do? Where? What I have to write the condition? Marks above 90. So what it will give? It will give, the output will be only student ID and name column, and whose marks are above 90. So everybody marks are above 90. So it will display all the what? 1592, 2693, 1963, 2001, then Ram, Arvind, Santosh and Sony. Because we have asked only for these two. Okay, because all the marks are above 90. Okay, so this is how to retrieve. Okay, now, so we came across this relational operator greater than, equal to. Okay, now we will come to the logical operator. How logical operators are used in SQL. Okay, that is and, or and not. Okay, see, suppose I want to display all the information. All the information means all the columns whose marks is above 90 and stream is commerce. I want to display all the information. That means I am going to have all the column names whose mark is above 90 and who is studying in commerce. So after seeing this table, see, there is a single row, that is Arvind, whose marks is above 90 and stream is commerce. So I want to display only this row, and this row is satisfying the question. So what I will do? Display all the information. So instead of writing student ID, comma name, comma marks and stream, I can write directly star, and star denotes your what? All the information, all the columns. And from student, okay, and where marks is above 90 and another one is what? Stream, just I am writing it down, stream is equal to commerce. Okay. See, here we are having two conditions. Marks above 90 and stream equal to commerce. And we have to connect this condition. See, both should satisfy. And what we will write? We will use the logical operator and. You might have studied in Java. If both are true, then it will be true. So it has to satisfy the first condition as well as the second condition. Then it will display the result. So now tell me, which row of this table these two conditions are satisfying? This should be also true and this should be also true. Why? Because we have used the logical operator AND. See, here only this row is satisfying. Why? Because marks is above 90, yes, and stream is commerce, and yes. But in this case, see, in this case, why it is not satisfying? Because marks is above 90, but it is not commerce, so it is false. It is true. It is false. It is false. So what will be the output? So I have given star here, asterisk. That means what? It will display all the details, student ID, then name, then marks, then stream. Okay. And what it will give? The 2693, Arvind 98.5 and commerce. So this is the output of this query, and we have used two conditions and we have used the logical operator. Okay, next. Now we will come to a special operator, that is we read about between, in and like. Okay, so see why this between is used. Okay, see, we are having an operator between. It's a special operator. And what does it do? It is used for range of values. See, suppose I want to display the name, only name. I want to display the name of student whose mark is between 95 and 100. Whose mark is between 95 and 100. I want to only display the name. So what we will do? We will use select, and what is the column I want to display? Only name. Okay, then from student, okay, where marks, I can use this keyword, that is, the operator between. If I write it in red, you can understand. So where marks between 95 and 100. I told 95 and 100 and ends with a semicolon. See, this is a operator, and see, it includes both 95 as well as 100. If I am having here marks as 100, it will also display it. It includes 95 as well as 100 in the range. Okay. So here we have used the operator between, and for which we have given condition for which column, that is your marks, and it is between 95 and 100. So tell me what will be the output? See, the output will be name it will give, because I have only selected one column and whose marks are 95 and 100. See, tell me, yes, it will display Ram's data. Yes, it is in the range of 95 to 100, so it is Arvind data. Then again it is within the range 95 and 100, so it will display Santosh data. Okay, and it will not display Sony. Why? Because it is not between 95 and 100. So this is how we use your between operator, and they are used always with conditions, and they are special operators used in SQL for writing conditions. Okay, now suppose then another one special operator we have studied, that is in operator. See, in is used for list of values. Suppose I am having a list for a single column, then I can use this in. Okay, see, for example, so how we studied this between? Between is used for range of values and in is used for list of values. And what is this list of values? You see, suppose I want to display the name and marks, I want to display in the output only the name and marks of science and arts students only. I want to display the name and marks of science and arts students only. See, how I will write? See, I will write select. I have told you name and marks. So I will give the column name and marks. So two column name over. Then we will have what? From. What is the table name? Student. And we are having condition where I can write stream is equal to commerce. Sorry, I have told you stream as science and arts. Okay. So stream is equal to science, and another one condition I am having, stream is equal to arts. Then semicolon. See, I have to use a or here, the logical operator or here, either or. So what it will display? The output will be, it will display what? Name, heading, and marks, and it will display only science. And what are the science? Ram 95.5 and Arvind. No, it will not show the details of Arvind. Why? Because it is neither science nor arts. So it is commerce. So it will become false. Then it will come here. It will show as what? Santosh 99.0 and Sony, that is 92.5. So see, we are going to read this in, and we can write the statement using or, that is either stream is science or either stream is arts. See, I am having a list of values, two values for the same column. This can be replaced using the operator in. And how I will write? Just I will make a change here. We can also write in this way, and I can also write it in using in. And how I will write? Where stream in, I can write what? Science and arts. Okay. So I can also write it in this alternative way. I can use in. I am having a list of values for the same column. So I can write. So the output will be same. The previous one statement, the output was same. Here also the output was same. Okay. So this is how we use your in operator. Next, we will after in we will study like operator. It is also a special operator. Okay. And see, what is this like operator? See, it is used for pattern matching, and we use wildcards. And what are the wildcards? See, wildcards are underscore and percentage. See, underscore represents a single character and percentage requires, indicates for a group of characters or sequence of characters, I can tell. Okay, or substring I can tell. I can tell substring, a part of the string. Okay, so we use two wildcards, one is underscore, another one is percentage with this like operator. See, like is an operator. Okay, and to write conditions, when I am telling this as operator, we will write condition using like, and they are used for character columns. See, suppose I want to display, see where to use this like operator. I want to display the information of student, everything. I want to display student ID, name, marks, stream, everything, all the columns whose name starts with S. Whose name starts with S. So it will display the data of Santosh and Soni. It will not display the data of Ram and Arvind. Why? Because they are the name that is not starting with S. See, my question is, it is not asking to display the data of Santosh or Soni. It is asking whose name starts with S, it is going to display those data. And I want to display all the information. Okay. So what I will do, we will use those wildcards, that is underscore and percentage, and this is used for pattern matching. So for this, what I will do, just underscore is used for single character, percentage is used for group of characters. So what I will do here, select all the columns, so I can replace it with star. From, what is the table name? Student. Okay, and what is the condition? And the condition is for, given for the column name, where name, we will use the operator like, and it should start with S. So what I will do, name, then like, then I will give, see, since it's a character column, and I will write S and percentage. And here see, in this case, the output will be, it will be given as student ID, name, marks and stream. And it will give those last two rows. Why? Because those are the rows that are satisfying the condition, that is starting with S. So I can write 1963 Santosh and 99.0 and science. So 2001 Soni, then 92.5 arts. So the output of this query will be this one. Why? Because suppose I am having another name that is starting with S, it will display the information. So this is percentage. See, this percentage denotes for this row Santosh, it denotes ANTOSH, and for the second row it denotes ONIE. So this is how we used to have this pattern matching. Okay, suppose I will ask you to display the information of student. mu sabu display kariba pai jauchi, whose name is exactly 3 characters. Whose name is exactly 3 characters. That means you see, in this name, Ram is a 3 character name. Exactly 3 characters. So what I will write? I will write here where name like underscore, then again one underscore, then again one underscore. Exactly 3 characters name. So it will, see, suppose I am having a record as suppose Sam. It will also display exactly 3 characters. It will display the information of what? It will display the information of only, that is Ram, because this is exactly 3 characters. Suppose I will ask you whose third letter is N. See, whose third letter is N. See, this is third letter N and this is also third letter N. So how to write this? select star from student, where name like, I have told third letter is N, and we are having two rows whose names third letter is N. So how to write name like? I will write first one, I will give an underscore, it denotes one character. Second one, then third one is N, then I will write what? Percentage. So it will display both the data, this row and this row. Okay, so underscore denotes a single character. First character, it may be anything. Second character, it may be anything. But the third character, it must be having the letter N. So this is how we use your like operator, and it is used for pattern matching. And after this, just we will go to the aggregate function. Okay, suppose aggregate function. What are the aggregate function used in SQL? See, we are having sum, we are having average, we are having max, we are having mean, we are having count. These functions, they are built-in function available in SQL, and these functions works on a group of columns, on a group of column values. And see, I want to find out the total marks of the college. Suppose I am having a data of the student details of a college or school. I want to find out the total marks of the college. May it be in science or commerce or arts. Okay. So what I will do, I will use this sum aggregate function. I want to find out the average marks. I will use the built-in function AVG. It is available in your SQL library. I will find out the maximum mark. See here, the maximum mark is 99.0. I can use this function. And minimum value, that is 92.5. I can find out through this min function. And these are the functions that are available in the library of SQL. Okay. And count is used to count the values of a column, the rows of a table. Okay, we will come across this thing. So first I will go to the sum. Okay. See, suppose I want to find out the total marks of a school from the table student. So what I will do? I will use select. Then what I will do? Sum. Then what I will do? Marks. I will write the function sum. I will have to give the column name and from which table? From student. So what will be the output for this? See, the output will be sum marks, and it will add all those marks. It will add 95.5 plus 98.5 plus 99.0 plus 92.5, and it will give you the value here. It will sum all the masked values and give a single output. Suppose, so this is how to use sum marks. So it works on group of values for a column. Okay, same thing. If I write average marks, what it will do? It will add all those things and it will divide it by 4 and it will give the heading as what? The value here, the average mark. Okay. Suppose I want to find out the highest mark in the school. So what I will do? I will write max. And what will be the output? Max marks, the output will be, see what is the maximum value here? It is 99.0. It will give the output as 99.0. This is the maximum mark. Suppose I want to find out the minimum marks. So what I will do? I will write min. So it will give the heading as what? Min and what? 92.5. It is the minimum marks. Okay. So this is how we use your what? Aggregate function. So see, we will study now group by. See, this group by is used to group the column values. And see, suppose I want to display the highest mark for each stream. I want to display the highest mark for each stream. That means, see, there are 3 streams in the college: science, commerce and arts. And I want to display the highest mark. See, in science, we are having 2 students, science, Ram and Santosh, and the highest mark is 99.0. And for commerce, we are having a single row and the highest is 95.5. And for arts, we are having 92.5. See, there are no more rows with arts. So, to write this command, we will use select. We will write stream, then max mark, highest marks it has asked. We will write column name stream, max marks from, what is the table name? Table name is student, then group by, this command we will use. Okay, group by, what I will do? Stream, then semicolon. So this is the query to display the highest mark for each stream. So I am writing the output at the top. So what will be the output for this statement? See, the output will be, we are having stream, it will give heading as stream, max mark, and what are the streams? We are having science, we are having commerce, and we are having arts. And what is the maximum mark for science? You see, the maximum mark for science is 95.5 and 99.0. So it will be 99.0. What is the maximum? We are having a single row. So there is no comparisons, only one data is there. So it will be 98.5. And for arts, it will be 92.5. So this is how we can group the values of a column using group by. Okay, suppose I will ask you to display the lowest mark for every stream. So what I will do? I will write here min marks from student group by stream. What will be the output here? See, here the minimum value is 95.5. And here we are having only a single data. So it will be 90.5 and it will be 92.5. So here the heading will be min marks. Okay. So this is how we used to use group by with your command. Okay. Thank you.